Alright, sorry about that, guys. We are going to have a 1, 2, 1, 2. That we will have an asymptote here. And then, alright, so then our secant graph. So if you wanted to only keep it in the positives, which I'm fine with, a lot of times our graphs are going to be that way, you would just do something like that, where it's just starting from the origin because that's the point where it's meeting and it's going to go up. On this one, you're going to be down here. That's kind of a poor drawing of it. So honestly, sometimes what I like to do is just do it from each side. It's going to look like that. Then here you would just have it going like that. Okay. So that's the secant, and that's what happens when you change the period. All right. So you're just extending it. You're expanding it. You're stretching it. That's all. Let's talk about when you're shifting. And I know this is a lot. This might cover a couple of classes though, so we'll probably be okay. All right. All right. So let's say that we have cosecant x plus pi over 4. Alright, so this plus pi over 4 means that we are shifting it left pi over 4, right? So let's find out what our new places are at if we were to graph. So it's cosecant, which means we're looking at sine. So let's see what our graph would look like if we did sine x plus pi over 4. Alright, so usually we have pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi, right? And those are our points. We would end up at 2 pi. Now our period is still 2 pi, however we're going to shift it left pi over 4. So that means that now we are going to be looking at ending. Our ending point is going to be 7 pi over 4. Alright. And what does that mean about our starting point? Well, it means our starting point just disappeared. Let me shift that over. Alright, so we got pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2. There, perfect. Alright. So we're going to shift it over, and our ending point is going to be 7 pi over 2. What does that mean about our starting point? Well, our starting point is going to get shifted over as well. So now our starting point is at negative pi over 4. Alright, now we need to split this up into quarters, right? So same kind of thing, we're going to do pi over 2. So negative pi over 4 plus pi over 2 is going to give us pi over 4. And then we're going to add 2 pi over 4. We get 3 pi over 4. Add another 2 pi over 4. 5 pi over 4. Alright. Now, what is our, let me put the 1, this is 1, this is 1. So what does our sine graph look like? Well, we know usually it would start at the origin and go up. We shifted left, so let's start at pi over 4. And we know that it's going to go. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to draw the points I use. So I'm going to draw, we know that our peak is going to be here. We're going to cross here. We are going to have a minimum here. We're going to cross here. So let's do that. We know that. So that's going to be our sine graph. Now we draw our asymptotes where our line crosses where we cross the x-axis. So that's going to be at negative pi over 4. It's going to be at 3 pi over 4. And it's going to be at 7 pi over 4. Alright, now our cosecant line is going to follow these asymptotes, and usually you won't have to graph them this tall, don't worry. But it's going to be like that. And then it's going to be like that. And then what you could do is erase the sine graph that we had made. Just because that'll be extra information at that point. Yeah, and you'll be left with just those two things. Alright. If it's a vertical shift, you're going to treat that the exact same way as you would just a normal vertical shift. So how is it going to shift your sine graph? If it shifts it up, then hey, look, you're going to draw the exact same graph, but shift it upwards a couple spots, or shift it downwards a couple spots. I feel like the vertical shift is easier, one of the two. But we could always go over that in class if you guys have extra questions. I don't want to make this video too long. I hope this actually cleared up a lot of things. And then we'll always be able to address this in class. And for those of you who are the remote learners, if you ever have any questions, please reach out. I'm more than happy to do another video, talk with you on Google Meets, whatever you need to do to to help understand it a little bit better. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow in class.